behalf of our delegation for meeting us today, but also for this forum. As I told you when we met before, and as I will be saying in some of my speeches, the relationship between the Soviet Union and Africa was very crucial for the liberation of Africa. As I told you, in South Africa, by 1900, the whole of African continent had been colonized, except for Ethiopia. There were two big events which happened soon after that. One was the formation of the African National Congress in South Africa in 1912. That was the first time the Africans were organizing for liberating Africa. Then in 1917, the communists took over power in Russia here. And they were the first international group to support us. And then later on, they were joined by China, 1949. That formed a solid anti-colonial force. So even when all these things are happening, we tell whoever wants that, look here, the Soviet people are the first who stood with us when we were fighting against colonialism. Therefore, this is the starting point. We have also agreed with the Russian groups on building a nuclear power station for generating electricity. And that one is going on, and I'm very happy with that. Then we have fertilizers, a very big potential for phosphates and for potassium and also for ammonia. And I would want to invite Russian companies to if they can, to take part in that, because there is big potential. And we have already started. I thank you very much for the laboratory, and I thank you for the scholarships. Even in the past, we have had many of our students studying here. But now, we propose new areas, like for instance, the area of refinery and exploration for petroleum products. We have got some little oil which we want to export as crude, but also refine for the East African market. Then we have got the pipeline to the ocean for the crude oil, in which we are involved with Total, the French company, and some Chinese companies, but Russian companies can also come in and invest in that East African crude pipeline, because it can pour the oil of not only Uganda, but even South Sudan and Congo, Kinshasa. The Soviet people are the first who stood with us when we were fighting against colonialism. To modern times, we can cooperate in economic development because there is big potential, and we have already started. I thank you very much for the laboratory, and I thank you for the scholarships. Even in the past, we have had many of our students studying here. We have built electric vehicles in Uganda. We have already built them, but we would like to work with Russia, if possible, on the issue of the electric batteries. We've got the lithium, we've got those raw materials, the rare earth. But if you can work with us on the electric batteries, so that we don't have to waste money reporting those, because we have the raw materials also for that. But I'm sure Russia has got good experience in that area. Then the space science. We have trained our people, and we are training more people, and we can train more people in Russia, so that we build our own satellite, because it will solve so many problems, so many of the environment, even security, forests, how they are being degraded, the national parks, but also looking for minerals. So we're very happy if Russia was to work with us on the issue of the satellite. This is some idea which I want to put to Your Excellency. You see, the problem with Africa since independence, Africa has had many problems in the last 600 years. We had slavery, then we had colonialism, then after independence we have been having neo-colonialism, and we have been struggling with those. But one facet of neo-colonialism and colonialism was Africa being confined to producing only raw materials, crops like coffee, minerals. An example, the global business for coffee is $460 billion. That is the value of the coffee business in the world. But of this 460 billion, the coffee producing countries of the whole world share only 25 billion. And Africa shares only 2.4 billion of the 460 billion. You see, this is the biggest stunting factor why the African economies are stunted. They don't grow because all the value is taken by other people. Germany earns more from coffee than the whole of Africa. Germany earns $6.85 billion from coffee, while Africa earns only 2.4 to 2.5 billion. This is the big scandal. So what I want to propose to Russia and China is to discourage, by policy, importing of raw materials from Africa, to instead work with the Africans to add value at source. This would, within a very short time, transform the economies of Africa from low income or low middle income to high middle income or even first world. Because like in the case of Uganda, everything is in place now, production is high, but we are still producing raw materials. And what we want is, first of all, procurement, somebody to buy processed end products as policy. Because like in the European Union, if you import unprocessed coffee, it enters the European Union zero tax, without tax. But at some point, if you add value to coffee, they were putting a tax, 17%, to block the entry into Europe of processed coffee. There were zero raw material tax for value added. Now, if China and Russia were to, as a policy, in a very short time, some of these countries, the economy would grow. It's bad economics on the side of course, the Western countries. For instance, if we were to export processed products to USA or to Europe, and we earn more money, our purchasing power would go up, we would have more money, and we would buy more European products. It would be better for everybody if you can look at it it would definitely be a game changer. On the military side, we buy quite a bit of Russian equipment, and it has helped us a lot to stabilize. That's why Uganda is an island of peace in that part of the world.
Happy to see you once again. The last time we saw each other was in Sochi during the first Russia-Africa summit. And I am grateful to you for coming to St. Petersburg today and bringing the Ugandan delegation. This forum matters to us because multifaceted cooperation with African countries in politics, security, trade, economy, and the humanitarian area remain Russia's foreign policy's unwavering priorities. Uganda is among Russia's key partners on the African continent. Last year, we celebrated the 60th anniversary of our diplomatic relations. A Russian cultural festival took place in Kampala, and we thank you for your support to this event. Happy to welcome you and your delegation to St. Petersburg. Thank you for your attention.
Россия, Африка. И я признателен вам за то, что вы прибыли сегодня в Петербург во главе делегации Уганды и участвуете во втором нашем саммите. Не раз говорил о том, что для нас очень важное значение имеет проведение этого форума. Всестороннее развитие связей со странами Африки в политике, в области безопасности, в торгово-экономической и гуманитарной сфере.